All right, let's figure out what's going on here. So this is screwed in nice. All right, sorry. All right. Um, First of all, I think we are going to bounce here. We've definitely, we've swept liquidities. We've already bounced. Dow has bear flow. So I think there's going to be a short, but oh man, excuse me. Keeping an eye on MSTR today. Yeah, so obviously this pool of liquidity is suspect. I would think that we still are going to hold this low maybe, at least for now. You can see here that Russell came up here, took out these highs on Dow. They sold off. Everyone sold off. And let me just double check this thing taking on cues. So yeah, NASDAQ and ES have not, taken out all-time highs yet. We've sort of had that weakness. We've been pulling back, but now they've rotated below a discount. So what we want to see is a change in character below the low, which we had a fractal version of that for the morning trade yesterday. And so now we're just looking for that to basically set up again, but it's probably not going to set up this morning. We're looking for it to trade down into it as a setup all on its own. So yeah, we want to see this probably move actually higher first, so there may still be a long here. Yeah, maybe Russell wants this high there. These guys have a lot of rebalancing they can do, so it makes sense. Everything sort of aligns. And yeah, we did get bull flow on ES. A little bit of bull flow on Russell, but yeah, for the edge, it does seem like it's divergent flow. So yeah, we want to trade in the divergent direction. But yeah, that's not to say that we couldn't catch a long here. So just session-wise, we just made lower session lows besides these guys, obviously. So again, just sort of already made the long sort of setup. I would think that these guys are just gonna come up here, take out these smooth highs, take out this London, probably the London high, respect the city, or invert that. And then Dow trades back up into smooth highs. Um, so yeah, it's actually got to be more careful than anything today. We've got news in a little bit. Most of it's actually after the open, so that's actually really nice. I'd want this to hopefully move before the open and get up in there, and then I can probably get short. Yeah, just looking at the lows here, we did get Russell. Um, Cleanly diverging that low. So I'd probably actually take a Russell short once we get up above this stuff. Um, Interesting. Interesting. It'll be quite speculative though right now because I still don't have the flow support, so I'd have to wait till the open for that if we have the bare flows. If we don't have the bare flows, I'll go small on it. Yeah, so we're just waiting for these levels to be totally just taken. But yeah, you can see Russell did and actually trigger this buy side move. It retraced. They both got into discount. Both got into discount, but yeah, we did get some SMT. Nice little change in character there. Internally for Russell. But yeah, we did get SMT and all this stuff, so I do think that this draw on liquidity is in play here. So maybe there is a long. We'd have to really get a good entry though. Yeah, it's it's basically the daily low. You know, it's the daily low today. Yeah. So it's the low of day that's in play, which is Wednesday here. Wednesday started all the way over here. So yeah, there's any sort of lower low. Weird. This Wednesday. Okay, I'm tripping, I think. We have these guys actually did manipulate this low. The daily low. Okay. So confusing, dude. Alright. That's why we need the sessions open. Okay. So it becomes Wednesday. Right after Asia. So anyways, Asia happens. We make a new low on now. And this is Wednesday. And then suddenly we do get a divergence below that. So yeah, it makes sense. This is moving back up. We've took out smooth highs already though. So maybe there's probably going to be some sort of pullback here. It's always tough though, because this is still sort of a tricky range. You know, pretty technical. And yeah, we've got support resistance liquidity right here too. Yeah, nice little pool of liquidity there for for Dow. So yeah, I don't know if this comes back down, takes out all of this stuff, then maybe, but I would think that it's just long right now. I think that that might have actually been enough. We didn't take out that London low, you know, look at that. So there's a, you know, clean divergence right there. And this is the end of day sort of low, but it all, I don't know, it all got sort of taken besides on these guys. So kind of technical. With Dow Jones having the pool liquidity there, it just is like, okay, it's the one that needs to do it just because of the structure. So maybe. So We'll see. I think that that's very likely though. I mean, it just took out smooth highs, internal range, boom, we move back below to trick everybody up. Maybe even that's the reversal back down. I don't know. But we didn't. Yeah, I mean, we did take up the lunch high there. Um, so did we hit a premium? I think we did. Yeah, probably did. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we did. So we hit a premium. What about Russell? Yeah, definitely. Okay. All right. So today's focus is to remain patient. So yeah, just it's not the cleanest internal range stuff here. Um, we had bear flow, so it's like maybe maybe it's not really bouncing here. Maybe it's just inducing a bunch of crap. And yeah, we've got this pool of liquidity here. So we'll see. We'll see what everything looks like if we hit this. But just gotta remember that we don't need to trade this. We can wait, and this is a much cleaner. Above and below is a much cleaner, and even if it doesn't set up, it hits that and things are still not looking good. It's like cool, like next trade then. So yeah, we don't need to trade, but I do. If there is something, I will take the right size for it. It'll be small, or it'll be if it sets up the trades exactly what I was wanting, then yeah, we'll size it up and go from there. The edge clarity, I'd probably give it a 6 today, or maybe even a 5. Yeah, where is price likely to draw? YM, support, resistance, liquidity for longs, maybe. Then shorts. Then longs again. Or just wait for longs on the key levels and zones. On YM. What's the difference between key levels and points of interest? What the fuck? Why did I have that? Why do I have that on there, dude? What the fuck? All right. Um, anything else we want to look at? We still need to do a deep down analysis on metals, but it's a little bit much still, it feels like. So we already passed the news time frame. Interesting, yeah. Let's kind of set up right into that. But yeah, a rotation back below this stuff would be a nice daily divergence, wouldn't it? Yeah, right there. See that level right at the low today. So yeah, I could totally see that. Takes out this low maybe for the trailed stops. Just because of that candle. Yeah, interesting. This is looking a little bit more clean. And in that case, we would, the daily low is right there. Right here. For the rest of these motherfuckers. So we already got that. But then it like inverted it. That's why it started confusing. Oh wait. Sorry, no. I fucked that up. Never mind. Sorry. Um yeah, sorry. Anyways, yeah, we sort of had that here, but that doesn't mean it can't do it again, like keep doing it. So that's actually a hallmark for YM is to always sort of just keep going deeper and just confirming the trade more. So yeah, points of interest. SR YM on open and 10 a.m. news, New York time that is. Key moves and failed moves. So yeah, did we even mark out anything? So 4 hour, yeah, nothing on the way up except, oh, okay, Russell. Russell's got a nice little bullish for value gap that's holding here. And I'm struggling to. Yeah, 4 hour BISI here. Nothing here on, besides this inverted one. It's sort of inverted here on Russell. Down to the hourly, still nothing. Yeah, so YM has totally failed. Yeah, so Russell's got a shift there, like a full-on market structure shift. It did end up continuing, but yeah, I mean, usually that'd be pretty clean for it to come up into that. Nothing here so far. But if this is a, you could kind of see that as a fair value gobble area, maybe on the smaller time frames. It's not super clean, but it's sort of there. But yeah, anyways, 1 hour chart clearly shifted upwards. If it needs to come retouch this order block, that's fine. But we do want to see it hold. We do want to see it hold these lows. About this low, this is the 7 p.m. low. What is important about this? I don't know. But it's there. And this would be technically the daily low. So yeah, just a little tricky. at the dollar really quick too. This is an inverted chart of the dollar, just for ease for me. Looks like we may be getting euro longs setting up. We may be getting an SMT here in the pound to get long. Wow, we're gunning for these highs for real, man. Where is dollar XRP puking? Or, yeah, not puking, but you get the point. So yeah, dollar really moving up. It's probably going for that monthly inefficiency there. Or yeah, premium. That's actually the real super level for us. I could also see it manufacturing this though before, but the way it's moving, it's just displaced and then gapped, and I could easily see it just pushing right up into that premium level. Very interesting. And then the VIX is still elevated, so I think it's gonna end up going for those highs. I just don't want to be. I'm just a little cautious because the flows are bearish on the Dow. So this could all happen today, but at the same time, it's just a little iffy getting long when, technically we should have had a change in character for Russell, which we did. It made the AM high and then came up and took it out. So it's a little tricky though. So I'll probably try this long with Russell, only if it sets up, of course, but probably smaller. Still got the VIX, DOL, DXY also, DOL into premium and monthly. News and catalysts, just some small red, not red, small folders, but new home sales I feel like was a bigger one a while ago. Maybe last time there was the news. Yeah, so we got sort of like orange folders today. Yeah, new home sales is a 3. It's a 3-star. So things to avoid today. Taking too many trades. Yeah. Let's screenshot this. Let's screenshot what we're seeing here. Nice. All right. Game plan is locked in. That's perfect. Ninja Trader updated. Man, I hate using the 2-factor authentications. It's just completely pointless to me. It's like, what's the point of a password if we have to put in another password? I don't get it. It's more secure. Well, then set up just one way. Why do we need to do 2? I don't get it. So crazy. the world we live in. Oops. But yeah, still eyeing this MSTR stuff. It really just is so close. You know, it just needs another 5% and we're ready to rock and roll. I'm guessing it will coincide with the market setting up. Here's the issue that I have, by the way, with my long idea, or just the reversal bottom, because first of all, this never SMT'd, so we can't actually reason this being a long yet. These being a long either. But I mean, we did set up sort of in a way with Russell. But it's like, why did the Russell trade work? Well, maybe because that is the change in character. Russell manipulated the highs, now it's manipulating the lows, which technically was the low. You know, I would prefer it to happen on a higher time frame. So I think I am right that this level still is going to be taken by Dow. But I'm thinking it's going to hit this, pop back up here. These guys are sort of going to come pretty high up into a premium, at least with the range. And then we're going to dip back down, and then boom, these just pull back into this accumulation zone maybe. And then we pop really up. And then into that pop back down is sort of when we get this, we get the dollar hitting that POI, we get the fucking VIX hitting, where did it hit? See, look how high it went just on that last dip. So I'm thinking, you know, come back down here and then, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm not trying to predict too many things. So yeah, there's been no clear like stuff at the highs. So I think I do trust this YM internal range trade. So yeah, that'll be it for the game planning. We've got 40 minutes until the open, and I'm gonna end the stream here. Just was a good game plan. And then that way I can record my trade a little bit easier. But yeah, adios.